But yeah.
Yes. So then the next day, our trip to Horst. Now, Yusuf, do you want to give the ladies and gentlemen an idea of what Horst is?
So it's a small town in the south of the Netherlands.
Yeah. Why did we go there?
Because it looked quite relaxing when I saw it.
Yeah.
And also someone that I knew actually lived there for a bit.
Yeah.
And it had...
Somebody knew.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it had the hotel next to the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was quite a peaceful time, wasn't it?
It was very nice.
It was a very nice...
I just found it a bit weird. We're going to some random town, Yusuf.
But
it was very nice,
though.
It was
quite
I have to admit
to
that,
have after going to Amsterdam.
Yes, it was.
Because Amsterdam was quite full on.
I just found it a bit weird that we're going to some random town that, most people haven't heard of, I would probably guess.
But it's quite a nice place to go
Yes. A very specific town to go to.
Yes,
Yusuf.
and it's a very nice
I
place
wonder why.
And it's a very nice thing.
Anyway.
Yes. It's a very nice place to go
I'm really hoping this person's listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
And if you cut all of this out, I'll kill you. No, I'm joking.
Fine.
Went to Horst. Took the train there.
It wasn't train. It was bus, remember?
No, we took a train then a bus.
Oh, yeah, train and a bus.
Yes. The bus was like €2 or something like that. I was
like...
number one, I was like, it's cheap compared to what other public transport there is in the towns and cities over here. At the same time, back home in London, you can get a bus for £1.50. Come on, mate. I mean, it's probably the same, but I remember thinking like €2 is a lot in my head, but it's probably not. It's probably not. But then anyway, so went to Horst. We got a very nice hotel again. Thank you very much, Yusuf, for that. There's this amazing lake that was literally right next to our hotel.
I wish I brought my swimming trunk so I could go swimming, because there's a pool downstairs.
No. Oh, yeah.
It was like
I remember that bit. Oh, yeah, I remember that now. So, we didn't spend that much time there. It was like a day, probably, we spent there.
3 days?
It wasn't 3 days. It was like a day or two.
Fine.
Like a full day, and then
and
then the next day we had to move to Paris.
Yeah.
Go to Paris, sorry. And so the only things we really did is go to the town, like kind of centre. Someone recognised. I'm saying someone recognised you being there on your Snapchat, Yusuf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really hope this person listens to this podcast and gets all this subliminal kind of message that I'm putting in here. Please listen to it.
So the good thing about Horst was, one, there's our park on the TV, and we just and then we did a walk around the lake and also like the parks around the hotel, and that was really nice.
Oh yeah, I remember going around. I said, right, because I went downstairs and I said, we forgot the camera kind of thing. I said, do you want to wait here? And he went, no, I'm walking. I was like, no, just wait here for a second. I'll run back upstairs and come back down. And he went, no, I'm going. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, you're an idiot. And then I got really angry at you. I was like, at least you have to wait like 2 minutes. Anyway, and then I said fine, and then I went the opposite direction from you because I want to catch him in the middle of nowhere and scare the hell out of him. I didn't though, because because I'm a very nice person. I am.
Of course you are.
Very nice.
Also, I spotted you.
Yeah. So we went around the whole. You went technically twice. I went around once.
Yeah.
We were just going around, just talking about stuff. And then the only thing that we did in Horst really was go to like a local Chinese buffet kind of thing. Was it Chinese?
Indonesian, Malaysian.
We didn't talk each other's languages, so we were doing Pictionary. They were very nice though.
Yeah,
nice
and they thought we were speaking German, so they started speaking to us in German.
I was like, no.
But then they showed us what they said. If you pay for this, you can stay here for this amount of time.
Yeah,
it takes like 6 hours and eat all you want.
Yeah,
probably wasn't worth it, but
it wasn't worth it.
But I remember when we were there, I kept having Lipton tea because I thought it was Fanta, and oh my god, that stuff is awful.
It's fine.
No, it's honestly sugar.
Yeah,
it's be put in water. You just drink it.
What do you think soda is?
No. The soda is like carbonated water with sugar. Okay, I understand that. I get that.
Same thing.
Lipton tea is something else. It's like you poured like 1,000 tons of sugar into this water. Yeah. You're made to drink it. And I got it twice because I kept thinking, this is the Fanta.
Should we talk on a podcast one day about our hatred of sparkling water?
Yeah.
He's so... Anyway,
But when we were at that buffet. There's a kid. Buffet.
Come on.
There's a kid.
Speak.
Buffet.
Words.
Okay, yes. There's a kid who's his birthday, and everyone start singing happy birthday. Literally, the whole room starts singing happy birthday to 2 people. And we sat there, and I was trying to eat something. And I just like my food was hovering in front of me. I was just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. And then I started clapping along. I did.
You don't even know what they're clapping on.
I don't know.
I've now.
I guess it's birthday. That's why.
I've now figured out what it is. It's a Dutch happy birthday song.
Yeah.
But it's not like happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. It's something completely different. And everyone sings it and they clap along. I learned this from my Dutch lessons, and I was like, I've heard this before. And then I remember the girl looking at me. I looked at her and I was like, I don't know whether or not I should be like smiling or be.
I was clapping along. I thought it was nice, the whole thing.
You didn't know what it was.
I don't know what it was, but it was quite nice.
I was like, oh, this is nice, but I don't know what I should be doing right now. I don't know what's expected me to do. So I just sat there and I had my food and I was like, I want to eat, but I can't because this whole thing's going on.
Yeah.
And they brought out like, fireworks and stuff.
It's good.
It was weird, but.
I started clapping along, Yusuf. It's quite nice.
Yeah, only you would be clapping on something that you don't know what it is.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they came out root marching and there was like a death like skull on a flag or something like that. No, it was like a little cake and some kind of sparklers around it. Yeah. And I just in my head I went, it must be his birthday.
Yeah, just what I thought, because the dad was taking like a video of the girl and she was looking embarrassed. I was like, oh, this is nice. Yeah. But again, I want my food.
But then they did it like 2 or 3 times, and and
it kept going.
Second time I was still clapping. Third time I went, I can't care. I'm eating now. I don't care. And yeah, went there. The restaurant in the hotel. Do you remember this
breakfast?
Or the breakfast or something like that?
I think it's breakfast.
Oh no, sorry, in Amsterdam, I remember I bought this pink shirt as like a really formal kind of shirt. So when we went to an actual restaurant, we would eat properly. In Amsterdam, I was wearing a hoodie. I was in a restaurant, and I went.
And then in Horst, they had a restaurant downstairs in a hotel,
but we didn't eat there. But we'd had breakfast there.
Yeah.
Now we didn't pay for it, did we? So we were supposed to pay for it.
Well, I think there was someone there's meant to be standing there to actually record us down having breakfast there.
Yeah.
But no one stood there, so we just walked through.
We were just, And
I thought breakfast included.
Yeah.
Turned out not.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of old German, but it's at Horses, I think, where old German pensioners go and spend all their money.
Yeah, it's right next to the border.
Yeah, and they were staring at us, and I went, they must not have seen like a brown person.
To be fair, we were the only brown people there.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's like the first time I saw a brown person. It's fine, it's okay.
Non-white people
they can stare at us, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like they're old. I'm not gonna hold it against them, am I? I was thinking, they just must never seen brown person just eat food before or something like that. And so we were getting up stuff and coming back down, just munching on it and all that kind of stuff. And then when we were leaving, we got the bill, and it was something like you said, there wasn't Brexit. Or something like we somehow worked out that there's supposed to be Brexit. Cut that out. Breakfast on the bill, but there wasn't.
Yeah.
And then we quickly realised that we were supposed to pay for our breakfast.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
And I just looked at her and I was like, we just fine.
We just got out there. We're not going to correct these people. Because the amount of we ate. Yeah. For breakfast, I'm imagining it's quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to pay whatever we had to be owing for those guys. But anyway, that's kind of a one minor sin we had on that holiday. Funny enough, not in Amsterdam. So it's good. It's fine.
But yeah,
they would have missed us anyway. Come on, they get a lot of money from old German pensioners. Probably, I don't know. Anyway, so we got onto the train, went to Rotterdam, and then we went from Rotterdam to Paris.
And it was a train, first class.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Yes,
because firstly, this is the same train. You told me on the way there.
Yeah,
because you didn't want to tell me beforehand. That was the same train that there was that terrorist attack that happened.
Yeah, a guy with an AK-47.
Yeah, and then there's Americans, Americans just bum rushed them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And I was like, thanks, good. But in first class, I went, it's fine, it's okay. And the girls' food is quite nice food, and then there was a Muslim family sitting next to us.
Yeah,
we didn't say what we just should have done is say salam, because it's like a polite thing to do.
I think they were Arab.
Yeah, and they were. I don't think they were, because the guy was speaking perfect English. He was, and it was like it wasn't even with an accent. It was. Yeah. He must have been like just mixed languages kind of thing, or something like that. Anyway, so the guy sitting next to us, it was like a proper like traditional Muslim family. He went, okay, fine. And then the guy asked for wine. I was like,
and it's like. We don't have a problem with that. We don't really care.
It's just funny.
But it was funny for like.
It's just funny
because they're dressed in like traditional Arab like clothing. The mum was wearing a hijab, and I was like, oh, this is a nice. So she was wearing a hijab. I was like, this is a really nice family. And then she's like, oh, can we get the wine list?
She wasn't. The guy was.
Yeah,
I think he was the only one drinking.
Was.
And I remember I was doing something else, and then I just heard that randomly. And I looked, and you must have been hearing as well, because we both looked at each other straight away.
Yeah.
And then we're like, what?
I just smiled. I was like,
what?
Oh, who cares?
What? So I was like, I sort of burst out laughing, but I couldn't. Anyway, yeah. So we went to Paris. We got the train station. We got randomly selected, because that's how things go.
As you do. You get randomly selected, like all the other brown bearded guys. We got randomly selected by the police. And they tried to crack jokes with us. They're like, you English people.
They're like,
French.
No, they're like, oh, are you twins? We're
at this point, we were just like,
okay, just to be clear, like, we've got this all our lives where there's a moment where people realise we're twins, and then they ask us a billion different questions. And by the way, we hate it. Yeah. I mean, there's only a few times where I've actually enjoyed it, because there's like one time when we were at your school, it was literally the first time this guy, it wasn't one of your friends, but it was just a random person at your school, the first ever time he saw twins in his life, and he was going ballistic. And I think this is hilarious. But French customs, it's not the funniest thing in the world, because it wasn't customs, but it's a security check kind of thing. And they randomly selected us.
And the difference was these guys were armed.
Yeah, they were armed, but they were trying to. They took our passports and said, because I think they were going to check their computer system and see if they're terrorists or not. We weren't. It would have surprised if they said, "Oh, we know who you people are." But like, what?
It's the point where the sort of boldish guy with glasses.
Yeah.
He put the gloves on, the white gloves on. And I
because he was asking for our passports, and it wasn't white, it was blue. It was, and because he was going to touch our passports. But in my head, I went, he's putting on gloves on right now, and I went, oh no, oh no. So I wasn't in the most best moods to be jesting with or anything like that. And he's like, "Oh, you twins?" And I went, "Yeah, we're twins, yeah." And he's like, "Oh, yeah," because at first he was like, "Your brothers?" And I went, "Yeah, we're brothers." And I went, "Oh, just look at that passport." He went, "Oh, same date of birth." "Oh, you're twins." I went, "Yeah, we're twins." And he said, "Oh, you're British as well." I went, "Yeah, we're from London." And then he was asking us questions about, "Oh, you don't learn French?" I went, "Yeah, but we didn't do well. Like, we got French lessons." In my
mind, for the whole time, I was like, "Don't say anything that get these guys." Say you're staying here forever.
Because we didn't want to stay there for much longer. I was saying
as least as possible.
Yeah, so we're just like, it was trying to be like friendly, but like can we get along kind of thing. They're like, "Oh, you should have learned French." I was like, "Yeah, we will one day," kind of thing, or something like that.
At this point, we were like trying to turn the.
I was just trying to say whatever he wants to hear, and he could have literally say to me, "Oh, you're smuggling drugs, right?" I went, yeah, we are. Come on, mate. Anyway, he gave us our passports back, and he said, "Right, you can go now."
We went past all the other guys,
and then we said bye.
Single male, brown guy.
Yeah,
we all just looked at it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I remember we were both silent, and literally when we were like way clear of those guards, we're like, "Oh, you bastard!" We're just swearing underneath our breath, like, "Oh, come on, mate," kind of thing. But we didn't want to swear in front of them. Just
really random selection. Look at those guys.
They stopped us and went, "No, you know what? You swear at us, we're going to keep you here for the next 2 hours or something like that."
And they were armed, and we were like, "Oh, I'm not dealing with this."
So that was fun, wasn't it? And then went to the hotel.